Hey everybody, Dan Buffa live from Rooftop Deck off Hampton. Let's just say Chris's Pancakes is within distance. I could probably do a little leap off the top of this building and make it there in time. But here today to discuss Jackass Best and Last. Now understand that Johnny Knoxville has said before that this is going to be the last one. Now that they're in their 50s, maybe it's a little bit more reason to believe him. But, you know, the last one was great, and the one before that was great. I mean, I think they're all pretty damn great, because we have to understand what these guys do, nobody else really does. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yes, you know, Hollywood stunt people do it, they do it. But for these group of guys to do this thing all the way, I mean, launched from here, put their private parts on the line. I will say there's about 2 or 3 bits in the new movie that have to do with the man's penis just getting, you know, manhandled. There was a robot, an AI robot that may have gave a proctology exam. One of the members of the crew, maybe even the captain, puts a bulletproof vest on, a couple magazines in his chest, and shoots himself in the chest to see if he could suppress the bullet. I mean, you could shake your head. A lot of people would shake their head, but they keep making these, and we keep watching them, and I just think they're fun. I mean, they're like a break from reality, and it's not like we're watching anything fake. No, that is, you know, that is somebody being launched by a bull, as Johnny Knoxville does. Again, gray-haired, silver fox Johnny Knoxville getting flipped. I mean, by a bull. If it's a Jackass movie, you know that guy's got to meet a bull. And he's going to get the horns. But, I mean, and the unexpected thing about Jackass Best and Last is that they sneak a little bit of heart in there. Not a lot, because you don't want it to take away from the very obvious pranks and stunts and theatrics. But these guys have been doing this for over 26 years, and we see stuff from the late Ryan Dunn, who died in 2011 at 34, and what I want to think without looking it up was a car accident. But you see him and you're just like, man, you know, taken at 34, you know, the brotherhood kind of took a dent. But that's the little bit about this movie that kind of makes it really great, is that these guys love each other, and they love doing this. I mean, we see then the thing about this Jackass movie is that there is footage from old Jackass stunts that didn't get into the other movies, and there's new stuff. So it's like, that's why it's best and last. You get the best of the stuff you didn't see, like the bulletproof vest shooting thing that Knoxville said they wouldn't release that, obviously, back in 1999 after Columbine High School. That was about a year after that, so nothing was getting made with that. But then you get new stuff. The last part of the title is new stuff. And, you know, there's a guy that just gets, you know, every part of his body electrocuted. There is another thing with snakes that's just going to freak anybody out with snakes, as a phobia with snakes. And then there's, you know, there's just a lot of different stuff, but it's an hour and a half. I watched it with my son. Vinny and I have not laughed that much for some reason. It must be the allergies, because it's 1,000 degrees out today. But we haven't laughed that hard in a movie in a long time, maybe ever. I mean, we were just laughing. My body was kind of locking up. It's kind of hard to watch some of this stuff. Like, do I want a hive of bees on my balls like the last movie? No, I don't really want that. I don't really wish for that. But Steve-O does it. And Wee Man and Chris Pontius, and, you know, Chris Pontius shows everything, okay? Everything. But the movie is fun. It's exactly what you want. It's probably, in my opinion, my favorite Jackass movie. And I kind of said that about the last one. Now, that could mean 2 things. It could mean, hey, these are really great. You can go out, you can keep making them, or this might be another reason to stop. And I think they might. I think Johnny Knoxville, I don't even know if it was real, got emotional. He's like, I'm getting emotional. They asked him, Johnny, is this it? And they have him tied up to an electrocutor chair. But those are just 2 or 3 of the pranks in the movie. It's an ongoing thing. It doesn't really let up. You see them when they're young Bam Margera, and then older Bam. And you see newcomers like Preston, and, you know, a lot of this, you know, I don't know. I got a chance to interview Wee Man and a couple of the other members. I think Chris Pontius too, not Knoxville, not Steve-O, but I got to interview them for KSTK, and they were indeed just three great guys. They were just happy to be there. And this is after the fourth movie, so they had already been an established product with quality, and they were just great dudes. And you watch these movies, and you get that little bit of heart and obvious just wild humor at what these guys do for real. This isn't fake. This is completely real, and they go for it, and I think it's great. And you end the movie with Shine a Light by Rolling Stones. Not a bad idea. I always think a movie can really stick the landing, like the recent Keanu Reeves movie for Apple TV that I am kind of blanking on right now. But I actually watched twice. It used a great How Lucky Can a Man Be, or How Lucky I Am. A song like that can make the whole movie kind of do it. So it's got a good couple little soundtrack numbers, and it's got a lot of, gosh, it's going to make you cringe, but in kind of a funny way at what these guys do. There is a female cast member, Rachel, but they didn't really use her a lot this movie. The one, I guess, gripe I could have is that, and she's the one that was electrocuting her lips in the last, or tongue, maybe both. And she's just kind of a bystander here. Now, I know it's best in last, and you want to get the original crew, but should have given her a few more things to do. Just let her hit the guys in the head with an aluminum bat. I mean, if they want to do something crazy, pranks, stunts, let's do it. No, they didn't do that. Everybody made it to the end, and it's got a lot of good tributes to the older movies and new crazy stuff. Guys, your proctology exams, your prostate exams are never going to be the same after you watch a certain scene in this movie that depicts a part of the future that we hope never comes true with robots. Anyway, give it a look. If you like the other movies, you'll like it. If you have not watched the other movies, you can watch this and kind of like listening to a greatest hits album with a few new songs thrown in. And I think each crowd can enjoy it. The ones that like them, the ones that are curious, the ones that if you don't like it, this ain't going to get any better, so just stay away. But I liked it, and I liked it a lot because my son and I laughed our asses off. And if you can laugh your ass off as a 44-year-old man with your 14 acting like an 18-year-old son, summer's not off to a bad start. Okay, I gotta go drive some Uber. Blade Runners in real life, in the movies they go after older cyborgs. Though in real life, Blade Runners are Bills, and they're coming for us all. And they don't look like Ryan Gosling or Harrison Ford. They're just mean. Paper or email. Shit. But we can fight those bills off with watching some good movies, and especially, watching the right ones. And that's what I try to do here. I try to steer you to the right ones and not to the bad ones. I don't watch a lot anymore, so I'm probably not the best guide. I'm the guy in the boat who, he's not going to any port. Any port would be a new movie. I'm just like, I'm just going to stay in the middle of the water and watch Old School again. Why not? But I'm trying to get better at that. New Year's resolution, even though we're in almost July. Never too late to start. Have a good one. It's Monday. It's dead. Now Tuesday's here. But it's a short week. I'm sure you'll hear from me again, but it's fireworks time this weekend. Spend time with the people who deserve it. And if not, have a good time, and don't let yourself get too down. And if I have one bit of anxiety, and it's from one bit of anxiety, advice about anxiety, and I got this from the latest season of The Bear, that review is coming. I've watched the season. The final season is, you'll have to find out. But good quote from Marcus, the character on The Bear, to, I think, Carmi. He just said, we can't let our anxiety control what we get to do and what we don't get to do. It can play a part. I mean, anxiety is like, it's fear, it's strength, it's going to be there no matter what, but we can't let it affect what we decide to do. And I don't know, kind of nice little eye-opening TV show line that I kind of pulled out and maybe put into your life. So, again, Jackass Best and Last is now in theaters. If you want to laugh, you want something stupid and funny and crazy and light and quick, watch Jackass Best and Last. And then go watch Jackass star Johnny Knoxville in an underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called Last Stand, where he operates a gun, like for the whole movie. Scary concept. All right, folks, have a good one. Buffa's Buffet closed.